Good morning, Enid. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday, October 18. We've got a very cool fall, 50 degrees outside. It's 7:30 on this Thursday morning. Thank you for joining us for the next 30 minutes of news, weather, sports, and we have our very special guest with us already this morning. And we are live streaming around the globe at enidtv.org. And we welcome all of our guests around the globe that are watching Good Morning Enid. And we're also coming to you live here on the Enid Television Network on Channel 12 and also in high definition on 112. So thanks for joining us. We're looking forward to presenting show number 191 to you today. This is Good Morning Enid. It is time to rise and shine.
Good morning, Enid. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. As you probably know, it is fall break, so there is no school, so no bus stop forecast, but let's take a look at the local forecast and see what it's going to be like today. Looks like it's going to be rather chilly today. It's 50 degrees right now. We're going to get up to a high later today of 63 and a low tonight of 51. There is a 70% chance of rain tonight, so watch out for that. And the winds are pretty low, only 5 to 10 miles an hour out of the eastern, southeastern side. So overall, very fall day. It's definitely fall now.
I like it. Been waiting all year for this.
I know.
It's great. Okay, let's take a look at the 3-day forecast. Of course, we have college football, high school football, and just fall festivals galore. And so you can see that we're going to stay in the 60s for the next 3 days. And besides Friday, looks like we got a sunny weekend, which is nice because I know there's a lot of soccer, flag football, and just a lot of youth activities. So it looks like the weather's going to cooperate for the weekend. And I like those 30s and 40s, just enough coolness, to remind you that it's fall. Well, good morning, Enid. It's 7:32, and again, thank you for joining us for our show today. Our very special guest is Mother Janie Koch.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for being with us. There's big convention going to take place, the 81st Annual Episcopal Diocese Convention. It's got a long title. We're going to learn a lot about that, but Janie's with us today to help us with our show. Okay, here's your chance to be Vanna White or choose a valve or whatever. No, we want you to help us with our weather. And on this day in history, we always like to put that up, Janie. So what was it like back in 1932? Do you remember? No?
No, I have no idea.
That's what people ask me. Steve, you've been around since the land run. So what was it like on the land run? I said, well, it was pretty dusty. Okay, let's see what on this day in history was.
In this day in history, in 1932, it was 91. Whoa. I cannot imagine having 91 degrees today. Can't imagine. In 1948, it was 32 degrees. So I am glad the weather is like it is today.
But isn't that typical Oklahoma?
Yes.
It's 90 to 30. And I saw on the news this morning that Jacksonville, Florida was 94 yesterday, which is off the scale for them. And I know they're bouncing back from the panhandle of Florida with the hurricane and everything. So 94, most of the state was in the 90s. That's got to be pretty miserable. Well, we want to compliment the appearance of Erin. She's really cleaned up her act today. But we want to say special thanks to our friend Jeremiah and all of the individuals out at the Women's Department at Dillard's for providing the fall look for Erin. So we thank you for that. And so anyway, Erin's our model today, and we appreciate Dillard's providing the wardrobe for that. It's 7:34, and again, as you're planning your day, we're going to work our way up to 63 degrees. And let's see, the Thunder started the season there this week. College football in Oklahoma is not doing so well. We're going to turn to one person, and that's Derek Silas. He'll keep us updated on the news and everything else. This is the Oklahoma Minute with Derek Silas, the bow tie guy.
Paul G. Allen, who co-founded Microsoft with his childhood friend Bill Gates, passed this week at the age of 65. And Sears, which was one of America's retail giant, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection after being in business 132 years. The City of Enid launches a new citizen report tool called Enid Citizen Request Center, powered by SeeClickFix, that will allow citizens to report quality of life issues and request City of Enid services. You can download the app in your Google Play or iTunes store. Tomorrow, Oklahoma City Thunder will go up against the LA Clippers at 9:30 p.m. and it will air on Fox Sports Oklahoma. Saturday, the University of Oklahoma will go up against TCU at 11 a.m. in Fort Worth, Texas. It will air on ABC. Tulsa will play Arkansas at 11 a.m. and Oklahoma State has a bye week. This day in history, in 1867, the United States formally takes possession of Alaska after purchasing the territory from Russia for $7.2 million, or less than 2 cents an acre. The Alaska purchase was comprised of 586,412 square miles and was about twice the size of Texas. And that's the Oklahoma Minute.
Thank you, Derek. It's 7:36 on this Thursday, and if you have some fall photos you want to share with us, you can send them to gme@enid.org. See our Holsteins waiting to hear from you, gme@enid.org. I had some visitors come to my home the other night. I think we have that picture to come up. There they are. That's my backyard, by the way, and they came a little early for dinner. So we have 3 mama deer showed up to do some grazing there in the backyard. And it's not the best quality. I grabbed it with my my phone because they're very sensitive to folks. If they see you, they're gone. So there they were grazing in the backyard. So anyway, if you have pictures of deer in your backyard or any fall festival or anything like that, please send it to gme@enid.org. Okay, we always look forward to this segment because it keeps us informed on what's happening. And we always turn to Aaron for the latest news. So Aaron, what's happening?
Thanks, Steve. There is a bunch of fall events going on this weekend, and starting us off is Leonardo's Fall Festival Remastered. This starts today and goes until Saturday. It's at Leonardo's Children's Museum. It runs 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and $9 for admission, just like the regular Leonardo's Museum admission. It's going to have a bunch of different fall activities, face painting, science demonstrations, costume parades, and a chance to win Paw Patrol tickets. So if you want a fun event to bring the kids to, this is definitely an event to go to because we'll have a ton of different fall events and get you just in the spirit for this lovely fall weather. And after that, we have the Nightmare Warehouse, which is also starting today and running until Saturday. It's also running a couple of more weekends, so if you can't make it this weekend, you have another chance to do it. It starts at 7:30 and runs till 10 on weekdays and runs till 11:30 on weekends. It's at 424 West Walnut. It is $15 for admission or $10 for 10 and under. It's the 12th annual year that they are doing this, and what it is a 7,000 square foot house of terror and fright. So they have actors dressed up, and they're just there to scare you. So if you're looking for anything Halloweenish, this is definitely an event to go to. And finally, we have the Commons Classic Benefit Car Show. It was supposed to be last weekend, but because of the rainy weather, it was moved to this Saturday. It runs 9 to 3 at 301 South Oakwood. They'll have a bunch of different cars there, so you can vote for your choice, and they will have door prizes. It is free admission, so that's always great. And you can bring your car in the day of the show if you'd like to for $20, and all of the proceeds are going to benefit RSVP's Santa for Seniors, so another great event to go to if you're interested in cars. And that's what's happening.
Very good. Thank you, Aaron. 7:38, and again, fall break, so you may be sleeping in or just be taking a break. But if you're preparing your wardrobe, it's going to be a nice fall day. It's 63 degrees, but mostly cloudy skies today. Well, we're going to spin and focus on our special guest that joined us here this morning. But first, we want to show you this little fall video, and then we'll be right back after this. If that doesn't make you feel like fall, I don't know. Very therapeutic, wasn't it?
It was
Very
nice.
soothing. It's 7:40. Thank you for joining us here on Good Morning Enid. Our pleasure to come to you every Thursday morning here on the Enid Television Network, providing you our version of, just Good Morning Enid. Our special guest, again, is the associate pastor at St. Matthew's Episcopal Church, and Mother Janie Koch.
Yes.
And she's allowed us to call her Janie today to simplify things. Thank you so much. Janie, tell us a little bit about yourself. We know you're a school teacher, but you're also from that foreign country, you said, of Texas. Just tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved here at St. Matthew's.
I am, like you said, school teacher. I teach high school English at Oklahoma Bible Academy and love it, love my students. And I was in youth ministry for several years and moved here to Enid about 4 years ago and went through the process of being ordained as a priest and was priested about a little over a month ago. And I'm now, like you said, an associate priest, a curate, and it's kind of like a priest in training. And so I'm in that process right now and at St. Matthew's.
And we may have a picture. I believe you're on the front page of the paper here recently. And I don't know if we have that picture. There we go. Thank you, Pam, for doing that. So there you are.
And that's the bishop, that's our bishop, Bishop Ed Konechny. And he was there to go through this service and the ordination process. So it was on September 1st, and other members of the clergy came from all over Oklahoma, and I had some students that were there as well, celebrating that day with me.
Okay.
Congratulations. That
Thank
sounds
you.
like a very fun time.
Yes,
And
thank you.
speaking of St. Matthew's, you have an event coming up, don't you?
Yes, we do. We have our annual diocesan convention, and it starts November 1st and goes through the next several days. And this is where members of the clergy from all over the state come and celebrate, and we do the some business of the church as well. And it's just a really good time for us to gather and connect with one another before we go into the busy Advent and Christmas season.
Before we went on the air, Janie, you mentioned something about this annual convention typically is held in Tulsa or Oklahoma City.
Yes.
So this is a very big deal that it's in Enid. And you said 350 clergy and leaders from all across Oklahoma show up in Enid. How special is that?
That is amazing. It's a wonderful opportunity for us at St. Matthew's and for Enid to have this. I believe it's been over 10 years since convention has been here in Enid. And so I'm glad to have it here at home in our backyard and to have other members of our clergy all over the state to come here and to celebrate together. So,
And that's just 2 weeks away, right?
yes, it
It's
is.
really close.
Starts on November 1st.
And there's a bunch of different workshops there. So what kind of workshops are they having?
Well, we have several different workshops, some that work with how we can do evangelism, and then other workshops that deal with how to deal with your budget, or how can we reach out to have ecumenical services where we work with other denominations and create a sense of unity. So, and each focus on a certain aspect of our church and what we do together as not just Episcopalians, but as the church body.
Mm-hmm.
Janie, I'm sure in a convention setting, you always have keynote speakers with the workshops and everything like that. Are there some key names that you can share with us? Who's coming to Enid to speak?
Well, we have Mark Van Covering, and he will be coming and doing several different workshops with us, but he's our key focus in terms of leading this particular convention. And we also have other priests that will be involved in leadership in different capacities as well.
And do you know where they're coming from? I mean, are they from Oklahoma City? Are they from?
They'll be from Oklahoma City, they'll be from Tulsa, and other churches that are around the state.
So there'll be people coming from all over the place.
Yes.
So it's going to be huge. That'll be a great place to go
Yes.
to. There's your ministry fair too, isn't there? So is that a different event, or what is your ministry fair?
We have here, we'll have that as a part of our convention.
Okay.
And so it starts on November 1st, and we begin at St. Matthew's. And we'll have a service at St. Matthew's and a reception for us all to gather and be able to connect before we go into our business and our meetings and our breakout sessions on Saturday.
And so that's kind of the Thursday welcome, the reception,
Yes.
stuff like that. Now you said us. Who is us? Is it just strictly the clergy? I mean, can church members of St. Matthew's, can they attend? I mean, I guess my question is, who can attend on this Thursday reception?
We do have members of our church, and because it's in St. Matthew's, and we are having a dinner at St. Matthew's as well, and so those guests who have wanted to come will have registered already.
Okay.
So we've got clergy members and deacons and leadership from the churches that will have registered.
I guess my subliminal question is, I'm always looking for my next meal. Can Steve show up on the Thursday, or is it closed to Steve?
I think that we can
Okay.
certainly get you a place at the table.
Just trying to find a place for dinner, that's all. Okay.
I don't know if we should let Steve in.
Oh, well.
And then on Friday, the convention actually begins. So what are the events that are taking place on Friday?
We have several different meetings that we will be working through, and we'll have breakout sessions with the workshops like what we just talked about. And then we'll have an opportunity to collect and deal with the business and our budget and financing and things like that. And then we'll have a couple of different worship services that we'll have on Friday. But there's also times where we can break out and just, because we're so busy, we don't have a chance to sit down and talk with those that we care for, but we don't have a chance to see them all the time. And so we can sit down and visit and catch up.
And we want to remind everyone that, again, a lot of these events will take place at St. Matthew's Episcopal Church, but also at the Central National Bank Center, where the main convention will take place at the Central National Bank Center. Okay, let's talk a little bit about breakfast. You can tell I got food on my mind, but Saturday morning there's supposed to be a clergy spouse breakfast. Besides eating, what takes place? Or is that it? Just social time?
With the clergy spouse breakfast,
yeah.
That is something that our bishop's wife began several years ago, and the purpose for that was to be able to support clergy spouses as the spouses were supporting the priests and the deacons and the leadership. And yes, they will be eating, but also being able to talk about how the ministries of their spouses are going, and how they can support, but also how they can encourage one another, and an opportunity just to share and visit and feel connected with one another.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Good morning, Enid. It is Thursday, and if you're keeping track of the calendar days, October 18, and we were talking earlier this morning about, boy, Thanksgiving's around the corner, so it's amazing how quick these days go. We'll have more with our special guest, the associate pastor at St. Matthew's Episcopal Church, Mother Janie Koch. So we'll have more with Janie in just a moment. It's 7:49, and what's next?
Well, if you missed the news earlier today, we
That's
have
right.
one guy that we turn to that knows sports and news and
Knows it all.
Yeah, he knows everything, and that is Derek Silas with the Oklahoma Minute.
Don't mess up.
Thanks, Aaron. Paul G. Allen, who co-founded Microsoft with his childhood friend Bill Gates, died this week at the age of 65. Sears, which was one of America's retail giant, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection after being in business for 132 years. The City of Enid launches a new citizen report tool called Enid Citizen Request Center, powered by SeeClickFix. Tomorrow, Oklahoma City Thunder will play the LA Clippers at 9:30 p.m. and it will air on Fox Sports Oklahoma. Saturday, the University of Oklahoma will go up against TCU in Fort Worth, Texas. It will air on ABC. and Tulsa University will play Arkansas at 11 a.m. Oklahoma State has a bye week. This day in history, in 1867, the United States formally takes possession of Alaska after purchasing the territory from Russia for $7.2 million, or less than 2 cents an acre. And that's the Oklahoma Minute. Now, let's listen to Kevin Beriski from the Central National Bank Center to hear about upcoming events.
Welcome back inside the Central National Bank Center. I'm the General Manager, Kevin Brisky, and a lot coming up here at the CNB Center. And it all starts next Saturday, Costumes and Cocktails. That'll be October 27th. What it is, well, Halloween's usually a holiday for kids. We're going to turn it into a holiday for adults that night. It's an adult costume party where you can get dressed up. There'll be live music from the band Hook. There'll be appetizers as part of your ticket, a cash bar. Tickets are only $25. $5 from each ticket will go to Proceed Noon Ambucks. So a really cool event. We did it last year, went over really well, doing it again this year, so second annual. You want to check that out. That's October 27th. Then what a busy month of November we have. And it all starts on November 8th with the Answer All In Tour featuring Matthew West and Jeremy Camp. Two great Christian artists. Going to be a great night of music, worship, and praise. And the tickets start right around $20, and if you're a group of 10 or more, you can get them for even cheaper. So what a cool night out, especially for a church youth group or really any kind of group that wants to come out and enjoy a great night of music. And then right after Thanksgiving, we have Paw Patrol for 3 shows, 2 days, November 27th and 28th. On the 27th, it's a 6 p.m. show. The 28th is a 10 a.m. and a 6 p.m. Tickets for that start right around $20 too. So really affordable entertainment here at the Central National Bank Center. Paw Patrol, one of the hottest shows on TV right now for kids, and the live version will be here on November 27th and 28th. We're not done that last week in November yet though either. Gary Allen coming to the stage right here at the CNB Center. That's on November 30th. Tickets for that start at $39, and they are going hot. We're already sold out of the top price level, but there are still the other 3 price levels available, so check that out. Going to be a great show, and that's a Friday night, so awesome to have Gary Allen here on Friday, November 30th. And then in December, we have our Christmas show, Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers, Country and Christmas, and that's going to be here on December 5th. We're doing a dinner beforehand, too, so you can do dinner and a show, and a great way to kick off the holiday season with Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers on December 5th. So as you can see, a ton going on here at the Central National Bank Center, and we haven't even started talking about 2019 yet, which how crazy is it? It's only like 2.5 months away. How time flies. For tickets, cnbcenter.com, 855-TIX-ENID, or just stop down and see us, 2nd floor of Convention Hall at the Central National Bank Center. A lot going on here. Back to you now in the studio, Steve.
Kevin, thank you very much. Great job, and it's just really exciting to hear all these events. You don't have to travel outside of Garfield County. You can just travel right downtown at the Central National Bank Center to see all of these events that are coming up. Okay, one of my favorite times during the fall is Friday Night Lights. This happens to be Thursday Night Lights with high school football, and you see some of the games there. Enid's on the road tonight. They're going to travel down to, it's a little confusing because they're going to be at a different campus. They're going to play the game at Edmond Santa Fe campus, but they play Edmond Memorial tonight. And let's see, where are my Perry Maroons down there? They travel down to north of Oklahoma City, and they play Luther. So these are all Thursday night games due to fall break. So we encourage you, again, Coyle and Covington Douglas, you pick your favorite. And I know that people always, or the kids, athletes, students, always appreciate your support. And as you go to these ball games, and be safe as you travel. Excuse me. Okay, let's take a look at the weekend weather forecast, 3-day forecast. Erin, help us out here.
Well, if you're looking for fall weather, this is definitely your weekend. It is going to be absolutely gorgeous. 67, 69, 62, all in the 60s for the highs, so definitely beautiful and sunny all weekend. So if you're looking for an outdoor event, definitely this is your weekend to do it.
What are we going to do next? I'm kind of looking at my roadmap. I'd like to remind everybody at 8 o'clock this morning, Governor Fallon, Janie was here, sitting right here just about a week or so ago, and so I had the opportunity to sit down and speak with Governor Fallon. And that interview will come up at 8 o'clock this morning, right after
good.
our show. So if you're able to stay with us at 8 o'clock this morning, you'll see the interview with Governor Mary Fallin, and she talks about the achievements during her 8-year tenure as governor for the state of Oklahoma. Why don't we do the pet, and then we'll come back with some final things.
All right, sounds good. Well, if you're looking for a very cute pet, and you might have already seen this if you watched the commission meeting last Tuesday, but Charlotte has a dog named Gremlin that she would like to show you. So let's see Charlotte with Gremlin.
Hi, good evening. I'm Charlotte Ringwald. I'm the adoption coordinator at Enid Animal Control, and today my friend is Gremlin. Oh, Gremlin is a 6-month-old lab mix. Come here, buddy. He is in pen 32, and he loves toys and treats and other dogs, and he doesn't like being fed after midnight. So I'm glad you got that. And we've got lots of great animals available at the shelter, and we have lots of cats, younger kittens, and full-grown cats. So if you're looking to add to your home, come by and see us. Thank you, guys.
And we certainly appreciate Charlotte and the job that she does, along with everybody else at Animal Control. Gremlin. So, okay. I think we got 2 more questions.
Yes, we do. I have a question that Steve kind of mentioned earlier, but he was more focused on the food, like usual. So who can attend the whole event, not just the Thursday night dinner, like Steve wants to know?
Yeah. And what time is dinner? Jenny?
Or
Okay.
breakfast in the morning.
Yeah. I got Saturday breakfast. I got that covered. I'm more concerned about the dinner. Okay, who can attend?
We have our members of clergy, and we have lay leadership from the churches, and for the other events, anyone is welcome. And again, as you mentioned earlier, it is at the convention center for all of Friday and Saturday morning, and so anyone is welcome to come.
Well, perfect. Now you have somewhere to go on Saturday morning.
I'm ready.
And for more information, who should we contact if anyone wants to learn more about the events or where they should be at what time?
Please feel free to call the church, and the information was there on the screen. And you are more than welcome to talk to Father John Tolles, and he is the lead rector at St. Matthew's Episcopal Church.
I'm just curious. I'm not very familiar. Penn, if we could put that photo back up of Janie, can you kind of explain I'm going to say respectfully, the wardrobe? Can you kind of explain, what that's all about? Is there any ceremonial pieces that?
Yeah, sure. You see the white dress that's
Right.
underneath. That's an alb, and we wear that underneath all of our other gear. And the red, that is called a chasuble, and priests wear a chasuble, and the bishop has his shepherd's crook that he has in his hand, and then the bishop also wears his mitre, which is the hat.
Well, I'm not familiar at all with Episcopal Church, if you will, just but in name, and people who too attend, but I did not know that. I knew there would be significance to that, so thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
It's very, very informing. Well, we have just a few seconds. Again, November 1st,
November 1st.
the 81st Annual Episcopal Diocese Convention in Enid, Oklahoma. It's typically elsewhere, but it is at Enid this time, so we are so thankful for that. So, Janie, thank you for being with us today. It's been a quick 30 minutes. You've been a great guest,
Thank you.
and we
Thank
hope
you.
that you'll come back sometime.
We'd love to.
Okay, we got to say goodbye.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your day and weekend.